Japanese American National Museum in Little Tokyo is the first in the U.S. dedicated to sharing the experience of Americans of Japanese ancestry and their role in the history of our nation. LA Times' Pat Morrison took us on a tour to show us the rich heritage and cultural identity exhibited there.
Ann Burroughs, President and CEO of the Japanese American National Museum here in downtown Los Angeles. The exhibition is called Common Ground, the Heart of Community. What is the heart of community in this exhibition?
This is an exhibition that is now almost 20 years old, and it chronicles the first immigration of people of Japanese ancestry to the West Coast in the US, and it takes it through the entire history of the settlement of Japanese Americans, the forced removal before World War II, the incarceration of Japanese Americans, and then a little bit about the resettlement.
One of the things in the exhibition too are actual batten boards, walls, windows, doors from the Heart Mountain internment camp where many Californians were sent into Wyoming during the war. What a moving thing to have. The real thing, not a reproduction, the real thing.
But that together with our collection, I always think of being the heart of, we talk about the heart of community, and this exhibition is the heart of community, but I think that the barracks and our collections really is the heart of JANM.
Is there a particular item that is a favorite of yours in terms of its storytelling value?
The exhibition that commemorates the Civil Liberties Act. And there's that photograph of President Reagan signing the Civil Liberties Act with Secretary Norm Mineta in the photograph when he was a congressman and various other people. But that's powerful because it's the first time that the US government apologized for that incredible wrong and acknowledged that what had been done to Japanese Americans should never have happened, and that it was an injustice that was just unsupportable.
We are in essentially the backstage of the Japanese American National Museum. These are the archives, these are the collections, because a lot of what you see out there is just a fraction of the actual collection, what they possess. And I managed to contribute to this collection because a few months ago in a Goodwill store, I saw a little old brown handbag that reminded me of one my grandmother had. And so I bought it, but before I did, I looked inside and I saw papers, and these were documents, and I thought that the museum would like to have them, so I donated them. And all of a sudden, we find from Travis Takanuchi, who works here as an IT specialist, that these had a special meaning for him. What are these documents, and what do they mean to you?
As best I can piece together, my Japanese is terrible, but these are all from Seiichi, who is my grandfather. These are receipts from him sending money back to a family that's in Japan and also sending money to other folks. It seems like in Northern California.
What were the dates on these?
Deposits
when did this happen?
They mostly look to be from the 30s.
How did they come to your attention here at the museum? Did somebody say, oh, Travis, you have to look at these? Or
our collections manager, actually, they said, well, the last name is Takanouchi on here, and we have a Takanouchi here at the museum, and they just asked me, and I was like, yeah, that's my grandpa.
Wow. And what did your family think when you told them about this?
It's kind of opened the floodgates to everyone's trying to put together these little bits and pieces that were always just kind of verbal stories that now we're all trying to, between the aunties and the cousins and the grandchildren, trying to see who has what and piece together some kind of story.
I'm so happy that I could reunite these with you guys.
My God, Pat, thank you for finding these in the first place.
You're more than welcome. So don't throw things away. Archives are valuable, paper is valuable. Be a matchmaker out there, just like I was able to do with Travis and his family, because they mean something to somebody out there. And I'm very happy to see them here at the museum.
This week, the museum debuted an exhibit called At First Light, a multimedia display that explores the Asian Pacific American political identity. The museum is open every day but Monday, and for more information, it can be found at janm.org. Coming up, pro sports teams have been showing their pride for the LGBT community, so why are so many pro athletes unwilling to come out themselves? Columnist LZ Granderson explains next. LA Times Today, we'll be right back.